Hello guys, welcome to my first place SUDA premiere Mitsurugi Ryzeal deck profile, and let's get straight into the deck list. So first of all, we are playing 3 Mitsurugi no Mikoto Saji. So this is the best normal summon in the deck. On normal, special, or when it is tributed, you get to add a Mitsurugi spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. We have 3 different targets for that. We then play 1 Mitsurugi no Mikoto Kusanagi. So this one, when it's normal, special, or tributed, you can target a Mitsurugi card in your graveyard or banishment, add it back to your hand. So it's pretty useful adding back cards if they get like Bestialed or something, for example. And you normally send this from the deck to the grave with the ritual spell. Next up, we're playing an honorary Mitsurugi card. Oh, sorry, that's in the light a little bit. Night Sword Serpent. Basically, when it's sent to the graveyard by card effect, you just get to special summon it. So when you send it with the ritual spell, because it's a reptile, you can just special summon it, and it's free level 4 for getting into the Ryzeal cards. So that's it for the normal effect monsters. Next up, we're playing 1 Ame no Murakumo no Mitsurugi. This card is absolutely insane. Heart and soul of the deck, really. We're also playing 1 Futsu, which is the other ritual monster. So this card has 3 crazy effects. When it's special summoned, so it doesn't have to be ritual summoned, you can destroy all monsters your opponent controls. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can activate this effect. Your opponent can discard 1 card or that effect is negated. So what you do is you summon this quite... sorry. You summon this quite early in your turn, before you make Ryzeal Duo Drive, normally, if you can. And if they interact with your Duo Drive, you make your opponent hand loop themselves a 2. Because they've discarded the hand trap, then they also need to discard another card. So minimum, they're already going to be going into their turn with 4 cards in hand. This card's absolutely insane. Also has another effect, which is ridiculous as well. You know, the first 2 effects were good enough. When this card is tributed, you can add 1 Mitsurugi card from your deck to your hand, then you can special summon this card. So you can just like tribute this from your hand with one of our spells, the prayers as well, if you just want to get the search. But when it is tributed, for example with the ritual spell, you can just add you literally add this trap, which is an Omni Negate, and then it summons itself back. You can also do that in your opponent's turn with one of the spells, which then triggers the Raigeki effect. So this card is the heart and soul of the deck, and honestly the reason why to play the deck. And the rest of the good cards of the deck basically just facilitate this. So you play one of the other ritual, which is definitely worse, but it definitely is still quite a good card. You definitely need to play it so you have more ritual names in your deck. So what this guy does is once per chain, not once per turn, except during a damage step, target a reptile. If your opponent special summons a monster, you can target 1 reptile monster in your grave, special summon it. So there's already a combo here. If this guy's been ritual summoned properly and he's in the graveyard, if your opponent special summons a monster, you go effect. You normally have this defense. You go effect, summon this bout, effect, Raigeki. So this guy's definitely very good. He's mainly just good for having another name, but he also has just a lot of defense if you need to wall up with him, and it swarms the board on your opponent's turn. So what Futsu will do on your opponent's turn is, if you have these 2 in the graveyard, the Saji and the Kusanagi, when you summon the Saji back with this, we're going to get to search another spell trap. When we summon this back, we can add back one of our Mitsurugi cards from our grave or banishment. So, and also when these guys are tributed, you also tribute them in your opponent's turn, you're adding more cards. So there's just so much follow-up with this engine. It's very, very powerful, honestly. A lot of people really didn't expect just how much power these cards actually had within them. Right, that's it for the ritual monsters. Now we're playing 3 of the ritual spell, which is on paper, the most insane card in the deck. So it has 2 different effects, and you can use each one once per turn. Ritual summon a reptile ritual from your deck by tributing reptile monsters from your hand or field whose levels equal the level of the monster. So summon a ritual monster from the deck, tribute from hand or field. Or ritual summon a reptile ritual monster from your hand by tributing up to 2 reptile monsters from your hand, deck, or field, whose total levels equal the level of the ritual monster. So you 2-card combo. If you have any way to get to Armeno and ritual, is you go activate this, summon this, and then you get to tribute the 2 from the deck for it. So you normally tribute Kusanagi and Night Sword Serpent. So Kusanagi will add back the ritual spell, Night Sword Serpent will summon itself out again. Then you can actually activate the ritual spell again, summon this guy out, tribute this guy. When he's tributed, he then summons back, and he gets to add you the trap. So off of just the 2-card combo, you get the 2 rituals and a level 4 on the board without normal summon. Genuinely insane combo. Ritual is an insane card. You can normally only resolve this about 3 times in a game, unless you like recycle your ritual monsters. But yeah, being able to use it twice on your first turn is insane. Also, something else that I didn't mention, this guy just has 3,200 attack. It's so easy to get game when you manage to summon this guy and get him in rotation, especially when you Raigeki your opponent. Pretty much every time I went second, I was OTK. I was literally breaking the whole board and then OTK. Right, so that is Mitsurugi Ritual. We play 3 because we want to see it in our hand, and it's also useful for a grind game. Next card is 3 Mitsurugi Prez. So what Prez does is, when you activate this card, you can also tribute 1 reptile from your hand or field, but that part isn't mandatory. Then you can add a Mitsurugi monster from your deck to your hand, so it's just a quick play rotor. You can do it in the draw phase as well, there's no restrictions to it in the main phase, so you can play around draw. And then if you tributed a reptile, you can also optionally take 800 damage and special summon 1 Mitsurugi monster from your hand or grave. So for example, if you get your Armeno Bestialed, because Bestials are very good against this deck, if you get your Armeno Bestialed and you use the effect to summon back, and they, for example, chain a Bestial on it, you can chain Prayers, tribute a reptile from your hand or field, and then non-target summon this one back so the Bestial misses its target. It's also very good for Malice Whitebinder, stuff like that. But just being a quick play rotor and just an extender, insane. There are combos where if you have, for example, Saji and Prayers, you can go activate Prayers, tribute Saji for cost, add Makoto, then you go summon the Saji with this effect, and now you've just special summoned at level 4 without using normal and searched at level 4. So that now automatically sets up Ryzeal combo, the duo drive. Right, so the last card we play for the Mitsurugi engine is the Mitsurugi Great Purification. So what this card does is tribute a level 5 or higher reptile monster on the negate when your opponent activates a card or effect. So you tribute the guys, the ritual monsters, these are the level 5 or higher, and they just summon themselves back when they're tributed. So for example, if you have Armeno, it's summoned properly, you activate this, tribute this, negate effect, summon back, add a card, effect, destroy a monster your opponent controls. Extremely powerful engine. This is probably, I don't know about like Spiral and that, because I wasn't actually playing the game at that time, but this is, in recent years, the best Wave 1 TCG exclusive we've probably ever seen, to be honest with you. Deck's really good. So, it has a lot of synergy with Ryzeal because of King of the Feral Imps and the extra deck and stuff like that. So we are playing a sizable Ryzeal engine. It's definitely not the most important part of the deck though, and as you saw, we do actually want to normal summon our Saji. So we're not maxing out on all of the Ryzeal cards. So, best Ryzeal card is 3 extra Ryzeal, and we're playing 3 Bonfire to search it. We're playing 2 Ice Ryzeal. Might seem a little bit weird for a Ryzeal deck to only be playing 2. But normally we're not going to be normal summoning this card, so we're playing 1 Sword Ryzeal because we definitely don't want to draw this because we don't want to normal summon that. 1 Node Ryzeal and 1 Ryzeal Cross. Ryzeal Cross normally just gets sided out going second, but it lets you force your opponent to Nibiru you. Because one of the best parts of Armeno, and it actually won me the final game in the finals, is I basically summoned 5 times and I still have this on board. It then got tributed for Nib. You then summon this back, effect destroy all monster your opponent controls. So it literally destroys the Nib. And it just summons itself back, and you have the hand loop or negate effect on your opponent's turn. Insane card. Right, that is the Ryzeal engine. So, 1 extra Ryzeal actually gets you to the full Mitsurugi combo. Because basically what you do is you go X Ryzeal, you summon it by sending the Eclipse Twins, you search the sword, summon the sword adds you the ice, you go King of the Feral Imps, you add Saji, normal summon Saji effect, search for the ritual spell. Then you go overlay the 2 for Twins of the Eclipse, you send it with the Ice Ryzeal, Twins of the Eclipse effect, reborn the King of the Feral Imps, King of the Feral Imps effect, search the ritual monster. Now you have full Mitsurugi combo from just 1 extra Ryzeal. You can then choose to do a bunch of different things with your bodies after that. So you can make an Abyss Dweller, you can make a Detonator, Duo Drive. You probably want to go for Duo Drive first, but yeah, you have a lot of options after that. But X Ryzeal is one card full combo, because the Mitsurugi cards don't need the extra deck at all. So the rank 4 lock really doesn't matter. So the only confliction is if you start with this, you then can't resolve the search with X Ryzeal. Right, that'll be it for the Ryzeal engine. Now we're going to have a look at the non-engine we're playing in the main deck. So we're playing 45 cards. We're playing 30 engine and 15 non-engine. So very high engine count, because the engine is just very good at breaking boards. Another play, actually, I'll say about the Mitsurugi cards is when you do these, the effect to summon is an optional effect. Sorry, the effect when it's summoned to destroy a monster your opponent controls is an optional effect. So when you tribute, for example, these dudes, you go Chenik 1, Chenik 2, Chenik 3. They can't directly respond to this if they have something that's going to try to negate this, for example. So you could definitely choose your opponent, and that happened quite a few times where chain hiding that stopped them interacting with it. Right, so we're playing our first technically non-engine, but also engine, is 3 Nadir Servant and 1 Maximus. This card gets us everything. So we send Garuro with this, draw a card, we then add this, summon this, you send Herald of the Arclight and Tri-Brigade Ferrigit, draw another card, so we've drawn 2 cards, we've searched this guy, summoned him, then we get to search a ritual monster or a ritual spell, whatever we're missing. Normally searching a ritual spell, especially if our Saji gets negated. But yeah, this card is insane. We can also send Entis if we're going second. Honestly, one of the best cards in the deck. Any deck that can abuse this is just... yeah, this card is busted. Next we're playing 3 Ultimate Slayer. Really good against Ryzeal. We don't really have any Ryzeal players at my locals. It's pretty decent. It's pretty decent against Rogue and everything as well. And we're already playing all the targets in the extra deck for it because we're playing Nadir Servant, so I thought might as well play it. Next up, playing 3 Triple Tactics Thrust, and we're playing 3 Triple Tactics Talon. Some of the best board breakers in the game. It's insane what this can get you. So Thrust can get you to Bonfire, which gets you to the full Ryzeal combo. Thrust can also get you to Nadir Servant, which board breaks and gets you to the Mitsurugi combo. So it's just very powerful. Talon's like looking at the hand if you want to play around certain hand traps. Then I'm playing 6 Molcharmies in main. I'm playing 3 Fugalos and 3 Meows. Not 100% sure if you are coming to like a regional or something, if you should be main decking Meows in this format. But we have a lot of Malice players at our locals, so I just decided to play 3 Meows. I was going to be siding it anyway, so yeah. Right, that is the main deck. Let's now move on to the extra deck. So first of all, we're going to go through the most important cards in the extra deck, which are the targets to send off of Nadir Servant and Ultimate Slayer. This one can also be sent off of our X Ryzeal. Very, very good at breaking boards. So we're playing 1 Mirrorlogic Aggregator, 1 Herald of the Arclight, 1 Garura, 1 Entis, and 1 Ferrigit. These are our 5 different targets. So we're covering everything in the extra deck. This pops a card when it's sent to grave, this draws a card and puts back a card. This just draws a card, and this adds a ritual monster or a ritual spell. This one targets face-up card in the field and negates effects until the end of the turn. Extremely good. Aggregator and Entis are extremely good going second, clearing boards and removing your opponent's follow-up. But to be honest, the follow-up doesn't really normally matter, because you're probably just killing your opponent that turn if you've broken the board, to be honest. Because the Mitsurugi cards have a lot of attack. Right, now for the rank 4s, we have 1 Detonator, 1 Duo Drive, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Dugares, 2 Eclipse Twins, and 2 King of the Fairlimps. So 1 Detonator and 1 Duo Drive is definitely what you need. This is a Mitsurugi Ryzeal deck, it's not a Ryzeal Mitsurugi deck. Abyss Dweller's really good in this format. This card will probably get banned next format. Any deck that needs to activate stuff in the graveyard, this card is insane against. Dugares is really useful for some lines where you've already normaled, but you can make King of the Fairlimps to get you your Saji. So you can discard the Saji with your Ice Ryzeal or your Node Ryzeal, reborn it with Dugares, use the effect, add the ritual spell, and then get access to your Mitsurugi engine there, even if you have to normal summon something like Ice Ryzeal, for example. Eclipse Twins, very, very powerful card. It makes it so one form of interaction with a Detonator isn't enough to out it. because you attach the Eclipse Twins to your detonator. Then, if your opponent interacts with the detonator, you go detonator pop itself. The Eclipse Twins then gets sent to grave because it was attached to it. The Eclipse Twins then targets something like Duo Drive on your detonator in the grave, summons the detonator back out of the grave, attaches the Duo Drive. Effect of this then attaches any material from grave. So basically, you've used your Imperm or something on my detonator and you've outed one of the materials on it, and that's it. Yeah, this card's really good. Also really useful for the turn 1 combo with X Ryzeal, where you have to go through King the Feral Imps, you get to resolve it twice. Because for some reason, this card is a soft once per turn. And it adds any reptile, so this can add Sargi or either of the ritual monsters. It literally just adds whatever you're missing. Absolutely insane card. This is the main reason why Ryzeal and Mitsurugi have such good synergy. So that is it for the rank 4s. Next, we're just playing 2 Link monsters, playing Haggard Lizardos and SP Little Knight. SP Little Knight because it just belongs in every deck. And Haggard Lizardos, if you need to resolve your X Ryzeal but you control something like Nib Token, or possibly like a Maximus or something, you can link into Lizardos, you go effect, banish itself for cost, target another monster on the field. You then get to draw a card and you've cleared the levels that are going to conflict with you being able to resolve your search of the X Ryzeal. Yeah, SP just belongs in any deck, as I said. Right, quickly moving on to the side deck. We're playing 3 Lancia, which just belongs in every single side deck, to be honest. We're playing 3 Molchami Perulia. So as you can see, we're on a full board breaker build, and the only hand trapped in our entire deck are the 9 Molchamis and Lancia. So we're kind of inherently playing around talents. It depends if you choose... If I know my opponent's on talents, I might actually shotgun like one of my Molchamis in the draw phase, if it's like a Meows or a Fua loss. But yeah, basically we're not too worried about stopping our opponent. We're either reducing what they're making and getting a bunch of advantage drawing into board breakers, or we're just breaking the full board. Yeah, the Molchami is just very good in this deck. For going first cards, we're playing 3 Solemn Strike. This card's just really good. I think it's better than Judgment. It interacts with Malice better than Judgment. Though Judgment could be better to, for example, like protect our Detonator or something from like board breakers. But most people are playing hand traps, to be honest. Solemn Strike could also negate hand traps in like a grind game or something. Card's just really good. Negate special summons. Very, very good card. Against Malice is also a lot more riskier to use Solemn Judgment because you pay half your life points and they can pretty easily kill you if they have the 3 Malice monsters and they resolve Dormouse, you're dead. Whereas the Solemn Strike only pays 1500, so it's a lot safer. We're also playing 3 Cosmic Cyclone. I was originally playing Evenly Matched, but I decided that I wanted a few more options to side in going first because I have a lot of cards that are only activatable going second. So I want some more options going first. Then for the rest of our going first cards, we have 1 Call by the Grave, 1 Dimensional Barrier, and 1 Artifact Sanctum. Because we're playing 3 Thrust in the main, so we're playing a couple of targets for it. D-Barrier for any deck that isn't basically a Link spam deck, and Sanctum for Malice, and something like Crystron as well, which will just come to the meta. Right, that is my deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. I was genuinely really impressed with this today. I literally broke full Malice boards, even without Molchami, my opponent. Literally game 1, round 1, I broke full Malice board with like Thrust, Talent, and then Engine. Very, very powerful deck, and I'm honestly looking forward to playing this deck in the future. And especially seeing what the Wave 2 in Alliance Insight will look like. Because I have a feeling Ryzeal's going to be hit quite significantly by then on the ban list, so I'm looking forward to see how this deck is going to change in the future. Right, thank you guys for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.